We're about to put the pedal to the metal and bring to life a monowheel that was meant to replace the tried and true bicycle.
And in the process, Jeremy and I are gonna face off in what could be the race of the century. Or at least this past week.
History is full of inventors who've tried to change the world. But there's a fine line between genius and absurd.
Our team digs up strange inventions from history and brings them to life.
We're gonna build these inventions from scratch.
And put them to the test.
And some of them might actually work.
Jeremy MacPherson is an amateur historian and special effects artist who's worked on films like X-Men and Chicago.
Matt Hunter is a skilled carpenter and backyard inventor.
Together, we are the Re-Inventors.
It's been called one of the world's great inventions, so complete in its basic design that it really hasn't changed much in the last 120 years. When the safety bike was introduced in the 1880s, the two-wheeler really came into its own, and inventors were clamoring to improve on the original design.
That's not surprising. The late 19th century was a crazy age of ingenuity and invention, with an average of 21,000 patents a year.
Well, I've actually heard that there were so many bike patents getting filed at one point, they built a whole separate building just to hold those patents.
Look at you, you little historian. Well, that's the point. I mean, if they perfected the design, where do they go from there?
Hey, you know what? Take a wheel away.
I think you've got something.
That's all you need.
Come this way. All right, check this out, buddy. So this is like the earliest known design, 1869, or one of them.
I can't even wrap my head around it.
Matt's suggestion is exactly what some inventors did. Look for an alternative to the two-wheeler by making a vehicle that was essentially its own wheel. American inventor Vernon Venable patented his own design in 1897.
Okay, so we've got this giant outside wheel. Yeah?
Right, and presumably inside that wheel, there's a big inner wheel that runs on ball bearings through here to decrease friction.
That's a good guess, yeah. And then we got the drive system, which looks like pegs, all attached to this sprocket down here.
Oh, it looks super simple.
Not. But you know, there's no record if it was ever even built.
Really? Well, you know, we gotta definitely assemble the team for this one, because it's gonna be a doozy of a build.
Matt's right, which is why we called our buddies Jeff Walker and Jason MacPherson to be part of the Re-Inventors build team.
One of the big challenges will be keeping friction between the inner and outer wheels to a minimum. The original design suggests ball bearings, which could be a problem.
I think that we were talking that a lot of the friction is going to be right at the very bottom. Is that right? So right here?
Exactly, with the whole weight of the inner ring plus the rider and the bike is gonna sit on 4 or 5 ball bearings or whatever that surface area is right here.
The original design also calls for a sprocket and peg system to drive our outer wheel. And to further reduce friction, the sprocket has to fit like a glove.
I think our biggest challenge is keeping this thing safe. There's a lot of weight involved, including the rider, the bike, the outer wheel, the inner wheel, the drive system. If this thing goes over side to side, someone could get hurt.
One concern is something called gerbling, an effect similar to what happens to a pet gerbil on its running wheel.
The gerbling effect is a big problem because if you actually get this thing rolling and if you want to stop, then you're just going to keep sliding around with it. I think that could be very dangerous.
So basically, in a head-to-head with its two-wheeled cousin, the monowheel's success or failure comes down to the 3 S's.
And the other big thing about a bike is you can be on it for hours, so it has to be a really efficient device.
Well, despite all the hurdles, Jer is definitely pumped about giving this design a try, which is why Jason and I have a little surprise for my good buddy.
Well, Jer is a big believer in this monowheel. I am very skeptical. And I talked to Jay about it. I said, Jay, we can put this thing together our own way and see if it's gonna work and work successfully. We've been working after hours, and I can't wait to show Jer.
I present to you the ballistic missile submarine Red October. No, I'm kidding. This is the Monowheel.
Oh man, it's glorious.
Now, it's
I love it.
It's a simplified version. Basically, the main reason Jay and I put this together was to go through the problems we faced inside.
Right.
We can look at how speed is going to be a factor, balance, efficiency, safety, obviously.
Yeah, there's some pointy parts. I think safety's going to be a factor.
Of course, Jer can't wait to try the Monowheel on for size while I suit up for our first test run.
You can definitely feel the friction, huh?
Yeah, the friction is unbelievable.
Remember when you...
Oh yeah, I got it moving. Matt gets a taste of that friction when he gives the Monowheel its first official test drive.
And test number 1, let's go.
Keep your hand in front of the wheel.
Nice recovery.
job,
That's that dribbling thing you were talking about.
Yeah, that's
I
gerbil
think if you
effect.
held on, you could go all the way over if you wanted.
This initial test proves that without safety handles and spotters, serious injuries are a real possibility. And since safety is an obvious issue, I've found something Jeremy can definitely use.
And you're also such a stickler for historical detail.
That I am.
When you're testing your 1897 Monowheel, I want you to be wearing a suit to protect you.
That's nice of you.
This suit was designed by an Russian-American named Frank Markovsky.
What do you got here?
Look at this thing.
The crazy suit Matt wants me to wear is fitted with pneumatic hoses that you inflate with air, I guess so you bounce up the pavement in case of a fall.
I've got some suede from this old welder's jacket. We're gonna
that's
stitch
nice.
this up
Yeah.
with some materials. I think it's not gonna take away from our build of the Monowheel. We can put this thing together.
I do look good in suede.
You do always.
All right, we can do that.
The Markovsky suit isn't the only surprise I have in store for Jer.
Jer is totally under the impression that I built this thing to help him develop his 1897 Monowheel. But my Monowheel is gonna continue to evolve and become deadly fast. And in the end, I'm gonna race him and I'm gonna kick his butt.
Ah, the sweet sound of Re-Inventors at work, resurrecting a patent first issued in 1897 to American inventor Vernon Venable.
Known as the Monowheel, it was one of dozens of designs that tried to improve on the newly invented bicycle.
We're pumped to see how the Monowheel stands up to the two-wheeler in terms of speed, stability, and safety. And since we've already tested our buddy Jason's homemade version, we're aware of the pitfalls. Or should I say the pratfalls.
From our first physical test, which was great, we learned that there's definitely a lot of friction, and without speed you can't steer, without speed there's no safety, and really no efficiency.
At the workshop, the team starts assembling the inner workings for the wheel, integrating bike parts we've scrounged together, such as a seat, pedals, chain drive, with components we're making ourselves, like the custom handlebars. I think I've figured out a way to give the outer wheel some much-needed traction. Now, I just need to talk Matt into it.
Come on, go get it. You need a new bike anyways.
Every day I ride my bike to work. Good guy, environmentally friendly, you bet. Does Jer ever ride his bike to work? No. Does Jer's bike ever get cut up for work? No.
Fortunately, Matt's loss is our gain. It's amazing what a little imagination and a lot of glue can do.
It's not bad at all.
That's
How's the
great.
grip? It's gonna give us killer traction.
That's good.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. We should be good for all terrain. Well, now that we figured out the outside of the wheel, I think the biggest challenge is going to be the gerbling effect. I mean, there's going to be a lot of friction, a lot of weight inside this thing.
So we've put together two systems to decrease the friction between the inner and the outer ring. One using bearings like the original patent, and one using a slightly more modern device, some rollerblade wheels.
To find out which system has the least resistance, Jeremy and I head to our friendly neighborhood engineering lab, where our friend Dr. Moran Mirandez is ready to pit rubber against steel.
Basically, we have circles in yellow color represents the ball bearings, and these represent wheels. Right. And we have exactly the same part moving on these rollers.
Dr. Mirandez has arranged it so exactly the same force pushes each block up a slowly rising incline. The goal to see which block faces less resistance and therefore goes higher.
Good, good. You're winning. You're winning.
So as you can see,
That's very obvious, yeah?
So the ball bearing test didn't even make it to the top of the ramp.
Right.
So there's tons of drag on those ball bearings.
Right. So in conclusion, the bearings definitely more resistance. The wheels are great, but we just have to have the right amount of wheels for this thing to run smoothly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is that science?
That is science.
It seems so simple.
I learned something.
We have one more stop to make, and it's very important to the project.
I know. Look at this. Brad, is this the Flow 6012?
You betcha, guys. Yeah, but the portable version, right?
Right.
We're here to get Fred Gottselig to cut us a custom-made cog for the sprocket and peg system that will drive the main wheel.
So this thing pushes water super fast out of this and starts cutting any material, basically, right?
Exactly. 55,000 PSI.
Yikes!
55,000 PSI in here.
Yes.
So that must mean the water leaves the jet at like 3 times the speed of sound or something.
That's crazy
Right on.
fast.
The cutter follows the cog pattern to our exact specifications. To reduce friction, the sprocket is to match up perfectly with the pegs on the outer wheel.
Fred uses a solution of water and fine abrasives to slice through everything from ceramic and glass to titanium and stainless steel, up to 20 centimeters thick.
Look at that, man.
Oh, it's like a snowflake.
It comes out nice and clean. You know, that was so exciting, it didn't seem like 19 minutes. And it is exactly like the drawing.
Exactly,
Cool.
guys.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
man.
Ben.
At the workshop, Matt and I installed the inline wheels. Since they contain ball bearings, it's not a total departure from Venable's design.
Oh, that's weighty, buddy.
Well, you know what? We knew it would have some weight to it.
Look at that. That is a really nice fit.
48 wheels of perfection. Those wheels are both totally true.
I know, it's so factory. I'm still worried, though. You can feel it's very smooth, but I'm worried about the gerbling effect. This thing's so heavy, I think it's going to be dangerous.
We're beginning to see the potential dangers of the gerbling effect and may have to come up with additional safety improvements.
Dangerous or not, it isn't long before we're down to the finishing touches.
Handlebar.
Coming on.
That's my favorite part. Look how silly that is.
That is Mickey Mouse. I love
So we're finally together. I guess it's time to get some old bikes, pack them up, test day.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Next stop, the local racetrack to put our overweight prototype up against the same competition it would have faced more than a century ago.
What Jeremy doesn't know is that he's also going to go up against a leaner, meaner Monowheel in a classic War of the Wheels. Race day at the local track, but not just any race. This is the War of the Wheels.
It's the day we've all been waiting for when we pit Vernon Venable's 1897 Monowheel against its tough two-wheel competitors of a century ago.
Exercise physiologist Patrick Ashe is here to help us break down our categories in scientific terms, including figuring out calories burned and power output, measured in watts.
Matt will take each bike on a turn around the track with points awarded for safety, speed, stability, and overall efficiency. He wears a heart monitor that will measure his heart rate as he tours the track. On your mark, get set, go!
First up, a classic two-wheeler from 1905. Proof positive that the basic design hasn't changed much for over 100 years.
I think this is going to be a really great test. I mean, Matt's laboring around this track right now, but we got a monitor on him, so we're going to be able to pick up, how fast he goes, how efficient this bike is, and how hard he's working. I guess there's no brakes on that.
It isn't long before Patrick has the results.
Then our total time was a minute 37. Is that right?
you got it.
Minute 37. So that gives us a total power output there of 48 watts.
And can we read how many calories I burned on that trip?
11 calories.
11
a whopping
calories.
11 calories.
I just burned off a breath mint, basically.
Treat yourself later.
Not a bad ride for a bike over 100 years old, and it shows in its scores right across the board.
Two-wheeled bike, it's pretty safe. I'd give this probably 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Because unless you're hitting traffic, you're all right.
Exactly. Calories expended, we know is 11.
Right. Which isn't
Lucky
bad.
11.
Yeah.
Stability, again, 5. Very stable, the old-fashioned bike.
Definitely. Well, that doesn't look like a 5.
Now, it's time for our second competitor. As weird and wacky a contraption as anything Matt and I could reinvent.
Well, this bike is called the penny farthing. What people don't know is that the term taking a header basically came from the people who were riding this bike. You'd go over the handlebars and take a header, and that's my big concern, hence the helmet.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Get set. Go. We started?
We're started.
We started. Okay.
I think so. Oh, hang on.
That thing's crazy. I can't believe people rode those.
The bike gets its name from the 2 British coins that represent its large and small wheels. Those wheels are the reason I have a couple of spotters close by, just in case.
Come on, Matt, you can do it.
3 minutes, 9 seconds, Patrick.
All right, so you did a total power output of 26 watts on that one.
So less than the other bike, is that right?
Yeah, less than the other bike, and we got here that you were traveling at about 8.9 kilometers an hour.
All right.
That feels right.
It's 8.9. That's good. And what did you say he expended in calories?
Looks like 28 calories.
Looks like 28 calories, which
Wow,
is
that's
interesting.
a lot.
When it's time to tally up the points, it's not surprising that Matt gives the penny farthing a big fat 0 for safety.
Okay, good. So the next guy is the Monowheel, man.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one all day.
Oh boy.
I'm definitely pumped about the Monowheel because other than some minor changes like the ball bearings, we've really stayed true to Re-Inventors' original design. The safety bars are an add-on, but after all, this thing does weigh over 300 pounds.
Okay, so these guys are just for stability.
Yeah.
My locomotion.
That's exactly right.
Let's get this over with. So, I'll count down because you guys are busy. So you guys got my support arms?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and we're off.
It's obvious from the get-go that this ride is different from anything Matt has experienced up till now.
Couldn't get enough forward momentum. There was so much resistance from the way I was sitting on the bike, the size of the seat, the stature of my legs and the drive system. Everything was fighting against me. Like hiking Everest. 10 times.
All right. Wow. Man, kudos to you, because I'm even tired having to walk with you.
155 beats per minute.
Really?
Yeah.
6 minutes, 5 seconds.
According to Patrick, I had the Monowheel up to a whopping 4.4 kilometers an hour. Not much more than a fast walk, yet I burned 72 calories.
So this is basically the treadmill of the 1800s.
After Patrick does some number crunching based on calories burned per hour, it's clear who the winners and losers are.
And I hate to say it, but the big winner as far as fat burning, but loser as far as efficiency is our Monowheel at 720 calories per hour.
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's half a hamburger. Nice.
It's back to the workshop for a look at what we can do to improve the Monowheel's safety and to unveil Jeremy's brand new bike armor, courtesy of inventor Frank Markovsky.
Oh, here we are. Is the crash helmet?
That is ugly.
And here,
So ugly.
this suit, I believe, is what Elvis might have passed away in.
It's gonna save your life and your legs, dude.
Nice suit, buddy. Yeah, I like the hat.
Obviously, Jeremy's not as impressed with the Markovsky suit as he is with Jason and Jeff's new and improved Monowheel.
And you know what this means? 2 monowheels.
Yeah, I'm picturing it, a little high noon action.
That's right. Past against the future.
A little unfair, I think, but as long as nobody gets hurt, I'm cool with
Hey,
it.
you know what? I'll see you on the track tomorrow.
All right. It's race day again, but if you thought yesterday's competition was a blast, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Both teams have been doing some last-minute tweaking in prep for the big race.
Well, last minute we've really been concerned with giving Jeremy confidence that it's safe. So what we did is we strengthened up the seat so it's really sturdy. We've made the handlebars good grip because what he's going to do is stand up to ride. And we're really hoping that that's going to make him confident enough to win.
Well, the more we seem to do to this thing, the more friction we seem to be adding to it. I don't know what's going on, but nonetheless, I think we're going to kick their butt.
You know what, Jay? It's all about pride of ownership. And that says it all. Well, both monowheels, the biggest problem they have is friction. And we can't do much about that at this point. It's down to the last minute before the race.
Team Monowheel here is feeling very positive. I mean, we've worked out some of the dangerous aspects of it, but I think it's going to be a crazy workout. And I just hope we can keep up with Matt.
This is going to come down to who's got the bigger heart and who's going to push through to victory today.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Ready, set,
every inch of this track is me. These guys can't push at all. It's a killer. So the only time we can move is when I can actually pedal, rather than moving the pedals by pushing. It's impossible. And the corners are deadly.
You know what? I'm ahead of Matt, but this thing is unusable.
This is a killer. The finish line's insane. But first, I'm gonna vomit.
Matt had a big burst at the end there, and I saw him come up to me. Luckily, Team Monowheel pulled it together. But you're super smooth, a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be.
As the wheels on mine got hotter and hotter, I went slower and slower. And that was killing me.
Now it's time, if you guys could stand up for the official presentation.
You know what, I'm gonna skip the official presentation.
All right, you stay down there. The first ever Monowheel champion. Here's the presentation.
Oh, I got a head rush here.
Unfortunately for me, there's only one trophy handed out on this particular race day.
Oh.
Did you just get kissed? I want kisses.
Well, first off, we need to discuss this 1915 Frank Markowski bike protective armor, which it is not. I mean, it's super constricting. The suit weighs about 60 pounds. It's basically covered in nails. The helmet constricts your breathing. You have no peripheral. Patent way denied.
Well, you know what? In all 4 categories, the Monowheel stunk it up large. Safety, 0. Efficiency, so inefficient. Stability, again, is big 0. 4.4 kilometers an hour? Come on!
It's so obvious. The big competition of its day, the two-wheeler, is still chosen. It's the perfect invention.
So you know what? The Monowheel, patent denied.
Denied! Let's go back to the shop and build something better than that, man.